Maybe it worked. Let's see. Let's go to YouTube and we'll look. Boom, I just got the alert that I'm live, so hopefully it's working. YouTube Studio, I need to check. OBS crashed on me, so I've got to check out that I'm actually live. So if you're seeing this, chat with me. We're going to turn this on, save. We're going to delete this. Delete. I understand. Morning, John. I had some problems with OBS this morning. So, and morning, Joe. I was watching South Park on Instagram. Morning, Mike. And I've got a song that is inappropriate about Yelpers going into a restaurant from South Park. And if you watch South Park, it's boogers and cum. Yeah, boogers and cum. It's about what restaurants do to people who announce that they're Yelpers and that they're reviewing the restaurant. Guess what they put in the food? Boogers and cum. Yeah, boogers and cum. You can Google boogers and cum, South Park. And I'm sure it's there. I'm sure it's there. 100% sure it's there. And Cramer killed Bitcoin. I need to find that on let me see, Instagram. Oh, no, it's Twitter. Does Elon own X.com, I guess, now? Let's see. We're going to go to TrendSpider. We're going to look. 'Cause I think TrendSpider posted. I think, yeah. Yeah, here it is. Copy link. We're going to put this in. He killed it. Cramer killed it. We'll have to repost. Okay, I'm going to get out of there. Let's see. Seeking Alpha. Bum, bum, bum. Futures. No way they look that good. Did they turn around? No, I was going to say. There's no way they turned around that much. On Tesla. My thought is, good car. Hold on, Varun. I'm still getting set up. Do not disturb. Related to AI, buying tech. Tesla's, I mean, you know, Tesla's one you have to believe in this country in particular, going electric. If you don't believe that this country is going to electric, if you don't want an electric car, don't buy Tesla stock. Don't think you're going to get rich. If you've looked at a Tesla car, if you are currently in a car decision and you say to yourself, there is no way I am buying a Tesla because I have battery anxiety. I don't want to deal with that stuff. Do not buy the stock. I mean, Varun, that's my best advice right there. If you are somebody who says, you know, this car it's a really good car, well put together. They're the only ones that do actual really solid battery management so that your car will last 10 to 15 years. They're the only ones who make a car that I actually feel like is fun driving. Advanced autopilot, I just looked at it. I don't think I would get full self-driving for $12,000. I would get advanced autopilot for $6,000. I think that is far, far superior than full self-driving. I don't want car driving based on vision on city streets. It's raining here today in Atlanta. If I could turn it around, I'd show it to you. Hold on. We're gonna do a warmer look. There. I don't want to be overexposed. Going to do a bit of a warmer look. When I get my highlights, I'm a little more poppy in the background. Morning, Zevin. But as far as Tesla goes, I mean, the PE is crazy. But I think Tesla in particular, I think you've got a far AI play. So Varun, here's what you have to know. I think Tesla will benefit from that charging network to the point where they will be able to charge other EV makers a huge amount, I think. But as charging networks, there we go. Let's do that. As charging networks expand out, because the government has a tremendous amount of money to put charging networks in. The problem is they haven't been able to work with private industry to be able to do it effectively. And Electrify America is a shit show of a company. Plug is a shit show of a company. ChargePoint is a shit show of a company. And so I do think that they will make money off of that. Understand, if they wind up charging too much, you will see the government come in and regulate that charging network in a heartbeat. And they will find a way to subdivert and to say, you know what, Elon, you can't charge your own, the electricity is a utility. We're going to regulate this industry, the charging network. So Varun, while you think that that's a great and moneymaker, I think it adds their income, $10.7 billion. That adds, I think, in the first couple of years, something like, I think they're expecting something like maybe 400 million, 500 million. So it's not an enormous, oh my God, we're going to grow it by a lot. There's two things that are going to grow this company by a lot. The first is full self-driving. If they can figure out full self-driving, which I don't think that they can, but they don't have to figure it out completely. But if they figure it out to the point where it's actually driving very well, then I think you see this stock just, go crazy, because they're going to be able to license to other manufacturers the full self-driving stack. And it will run on their Dojo network, which is the other thing that this company has going for it. The Dojo network is AI, and it's a cloud-based AI. So my car talks to Dojo every night, every hour. I don't know the details of how it talks, but it uploads all of the data from my drive up to Tesla. It then downloads all of the the data so that it can run full self-driving on the car. That right there is the secret sauce that is Tesla. That is the ability of Tesla to take visualization and turn it into some type of action by artificial intelligence. If that's the case, and they are able to identify that we are safer in a cloud-based updated driving software like that, then I think other manufacturers here in the U.S. will be forced to do over-the-air updates. And I think, I think that's where the AI, if you can, there's a lot of hype around Google Gemini and the AI, where Google Gemini is able to, if you put the two fingers up or whatever, or, you play the shell game, and then it announces, watch that 6-minute video that was heavily altered by Google, but it shows you the ability of what AI is. That's the beginning of it. Tesla right now, you can drive past a garbage can and it identifies a garbage can. It identifies an 18-wheeler versus a regular sedan car based on visualization. That is multimodal, if you want. So I think it's changing AI. I think the company is moving from they're taking the hardware of the Model Y, the Model 3, the Model S, the Model Y, X, and now the Cybertruck, and they're taking that hardware model, but they really are a software company underneath that. And that's why those valuations you see on the screen, the PE right there, that's why they're so high. Because I think it's being valued as a software company versus a hardware company. You look at Rivian. Rivian is not a software company. We talk about Rivian versus Tesla all the time. Look at the price to sales, $495. If you look at Tesla, then they're at a $797. So they're almost twice of what Rivian is. Rivian doesn't have the software piece that Tesla does. They're still using their own software, and I think it's probably the second best in the business. Lucid maybe a little bit better, but Lucid has some valuation issues that I wouldn't get in. But Varun, I like Tesla. It's still in the core portfolio. I still think it's a solid company to have in your portfolio at somewhere. I still have it in XLY. I'll tell you, I did sell a lot of XLY, but I'll look right now to tell you live what I've still got in XLY. Let's see, Face ID, getting into my Fidelity account. Larry, I'll expect a tip. I'm kidding, of course. Dutch Bros is one of those. I think it's a solid play, but I do think it's heavily retail. So I still have, even though I sold a ton of XLY, I still have 66 plus 28 is what? 68 and 20, 88. I still have $88,000 worth of XLY. So I still have a good exposure to Tesla and Amazon. I mean, those are the two that I think are really good. So let's do some scans here now. Let's look at bros for Larry. Bros. You're my bro, Larry. You're my bro. Yeah, look at that. That afternoon candle was actually up 2.98%. You opened up at 28.83. You closed at 29.97. Good volatility. I mean, look at that volume spike right there. What happened in bros that caused the volatility? Let's see. The PE is 781, Larry. Forward PE is 82. Does Dutch Brothers Coffee have some type of AI that makes coffee a crazy good one? You can see JP Morgan says, hey, $35. It's trading right now at 29. To open up at least 150 to 165 locations. Names new senior leaders. That's kind of what one growth stock down 60% to load up on 2024. This is from Motley Fool yesterday. I've been to a Dutch Brothers. And Larry, I don't know if you've been to a Dutch Brothers. I had a coffee lover who was at, we went to Dutch Brothers on one of our MLS trips. And she said it's okay. I mean, but full disclosure, she's a coffee snob. So the local coffee shop is by far her choice. I just don't know that, hey, opening up other locations, yeah, it's great. It was bare bones for me. And I will tell you this, their hot chocolate, Dutch Brothers hot chocolate, doesn't touch, not even close to the quality of Starbucks. Starbucks hot chocolate is by far the best tasting, the worst for you, but it is the best tasting. I used to drink it every day. Every day I drink it. Look at these dudes, by the way, selling at 28 and 30 and 32. That ain't small change. That's a huge amount, Larry. So I'd be careful of Dutch Brothers. I just don't think, the valuation to me, it's got income of 2.46 million. It's not a lot of money. It's only got a market cap of 2.24 billion. It's right in the middle of its 52-week range. I would say if you were down here at 23 and the valuation was even lower, I'd say maybe take a chance on it, in October. But with that run up, I think you're probably looking at 20. I would buy it at 27. That would be just based on this chart right now, just visually looking at it. Look where you touched here. You touched 25. Look at where you hit resistance right here. You hit resistance at 25 before it went down again in October. So 25, in my mind, is probably a decent resistance point. But when the pullback happened in December into January, we pulled back to the 27 range. So I would say if you could get it between 25 and 27, and that's just visually based on this chart. But you can see as we're coming off of this low in October, we're still in an upward trend. Yesterday's candle was a tough one, but they've got earnings coming up. It looks like. Let's see, earnings in February. So, Amazon new price target. I think Amazon, in my mind, I think you're crazy if you don't load up on Amazon under 150. BMG mark. Let me put that in there. AMZN. I think long term, I think Amazon's a good one. Okay. And Citigroup downgraded Netflix, by the way. What's interesting is they downgraded Netflix. There we go. Downgrade. So all of these initiated downgrade. But look at the price. And it's trading at $485. I mean, even if your price is $500, every one of these kept their price target the same. The average price target is $477. I don't think the PE is out of control. I think with ad spending, I think you're going to see a ton of this. And I think the problem that you have is Netflix has run up so much. But from an all-time perspective, I don't think it's crazy. Now you're not going back to fill that gap anytime other than the economy breaks down. But look at this. This is really what I want. I mean, that's 2011. This is the chart. It's a monthly chart. You're seeing it kind of just play out. Your all-time high is still 700. So I think it's fine. Coffee tip coming. Larry, I got to go get my water. Hold on one second. I had coffee this morning. I'm dehydrated. Okay. Butterfly, I think. Oh, God, man. I got to do my scans. Hold on. I got 10 minutes. Market scan. Because once the candles show up, then I'm screwed. But we should have some good cross-ups. Because I said it yesterday. Shop NVIDIA. There's the core. Let's go to brokerage. What is this? CrowdStrike. I will be buying back into CrowdStrike at 265. It's lower than why I bought it last time. Covered calls. I don't care too much about this one. DJIA. Let's do energy names. I don't think there's going to be anything in energy. Energy was just trash yesterday. And I promised, somebody reached out to me yesterday and said they signed up for Seeking Alpha for the yearly. And I promise I'm going to do a video on the tools that I use in Seeking Alpha. Listen, there's no way I'm going. There are two tools that I use, and it's Seeking Alpha and TrendSpider, and I will pay for those all day long. FedEx, UPS, Delta, Host, Marriott, Realty, Fiverr. I'm gonna include a big list of ones. Oracle. This is a forgotten name. Anon, Fastly, Dexcom, SMMT. That's one. ELF, SOXL. What's that? That's an ETF, I think. Yeah, Social Media Network ETF. Sendile, Sabre, OGN, which is Oregon, and nah. Okay, we're going to go to the Dow. I got to hurry up through this. And then I got to go fill up my water cup. Visa and the Dow. We're going to look at NASDAQ 100. Airbnb, Starbucks. Fortinet, which I think is a solid play. EA, Dash, DoorDash, Melly, Marvell. I'm picking and choosing which ones I want to. CEG, I'm not going to put it in CEG. Let's look at S&P. I only do, just so everybody knows what kind of investor I am. I was live on with Jason from TrendSpider yesterday. And he said, well, what do you want to look at? I said, I'm a large cap investor. I'm not going to put Abbott. Okay, there we go. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. I am back. Let's do strategy tester. Market is open in 2 minutes. Let's get to the 4 hour. So let's see. Butterfly Networks. Why do you like Butterfly Networks? It's funny because this is, let's go to YouTube, because here's what I think when people throw stuff out. Upwork, Mark, Minivary, that's it. This, when people say, hey,
putting money in right now include Upstart. That is one.
So, well, Upstart's up about 25% just in 4 days. That's a good looking name. Very powerful, very strong earnings. These stocks are.
What do they do? Really, I don't even know them. What do they do?
Excuse me?
What does Upstart do?
Well, I'm sorry.
What kind of company is it?
Yeah, I'm not. You're breaking up.
That's the classic, Zephan. So Butterfly Networks. We'll look at BFLY. I don't know what they do, honest to God, but it was up 20% yesterday. If we look, let's look at a 5-minute chart, because where did it open? This is the big question. Did you have a chance yesterday to actually buy into this? So yesterday it started at $1.05. Look, this is clear. This is a 5-minute chart, and you had the gap up at $1.05. This and Zephan, I don't know if you're a paying member of my my newsletter or not, but any paying member, this is confirmation. Look at that. Above the 9-day, okay? And the second it lost its 9-day, you're looking at getting out, because this went from $1.05. You could have bought this at $1.05. And then when it loses confirmation there, you're waiting for it to come back. Now, today, we just opened up. We opened up at $1.20. My guess with today, with yesterday's stuff, look at the MACD. While the stock capitulated here, the MACD just fell. And now the MACD is below the oscillator. It's moving up. It may cross up. Your RSI is at 40. My guess, if you gain confirmation, Zephan, you could probably go back to this 130, no problem today. So if you want to trade Butterfly Networks, that's where I think you're safer in trading it. Its valuation, B+, not horrible. 1 year, you're down 50%. Seeking Alpha analysts say hold it. Wall Street analysts say buy. Quant says hold. Momentum, D+. And you want to know why the momentum is D+? If we just run the 4 hour on this one, you're down 73% in the algorithm over 35 positions. That means you've got high volatility because it's going up and down. Your average win is 16%. So if you can identify the 16% winners, you're good. As far as the algorithm got you in yesterday at $1.70, you're trading, it's gonna have you down. Because $1.70 and then it opens up at $1.20. If you can get above this candle goes to 130. If you can, on the 4 hour, if you can get above that candle today at 130, I think your Butterfly Networks might be a buy. There's how you day trade. This is simple and easy. That's how you day trade. You can look for all the patterns that you want. That's how you day trade. And you can look at it just the complete opposite for shorting. If you want to short something, if you want to use a short ETF, complete opposite. So it's simple and easy that way. And Larry, coffee tips $2, so don't worry about too much. Butterfly, been watching Twilio versus Nets, good value at 70. Twilio's, and I've said this before, Steph, I used to be a product manager for an internet company, and we use Twilio for our IVR and our contact. I love it. I was super impressed with the software. The stock, a little bit tougher. I mean, from a long-term perspective, you've gotten killed. and you had that death cross back here in August 2022, and you've been capitulating now between 80 and 44. I don't know long term. I mean, we can go over here and look at Twilio. They're not making money, losing $879 million. Their forward PE is 29. Their price to sales 325. It's a little bit tough for that one. They're down 2%. They were up 46% last year. You can kind of see that it's an upward trend in 52 weeks. If you want to look at those trend lines on FinViz, average target price 72. Most recently, August upgrade, they said to 72. I mean, NET may be a better one. I don't know about NET. This is Cloudflare. I don't know if they compete against each other. You know what? Let's go over here. Let's go to Twilio, because I will show you what a great feature that Seeking Alpha has. So if I look at Twilio, their growth is A+, valuation C+. They're a little bit expensive. That's what it says. Momentum A-, strong buy in the quant 4.9. But here's where Seeking Alpha really comes into play. If you want to go over here, go over to ranked in industry, and you look at this. Now, the highest quant rating is Crescendo versus Twilio, then GoDaddy. Net is down here at 13 and on the quant. Now, if you want to see where Twilio rates in the quant, you go over here and let's see, where is it? Strong buy. You click on that, and then it comes up here. Now, if we look, it got the strong buy here on 5/26/2023, and it's kept that strong buy. It dipped down slightly to a buy, but it's kept that strong buy. Here at when it got up to strong buy, it was at 61.44. Today, you're trading at 73. So almost 1 year and you're up. Again, the quant is kind of, you can see how it's charted on here. And so you can look at that. This is how I use Seeking Alpha. I really, really like this. And I got to get going because I have a 1 o'clock appointment with, I'm talking with the pragmatic investor on Zoom. And I got to shower and stuff beforehand. So I don't shower before this. So let's go over here. But Cloudflare, we can see, I'll do the same thing for net, because Cloudflare, your valuation is an F. It's too expensive. They've got it as a hold. They've had it for a hold for a long time. And the stock is, here it was a buy at 61. You're trading at 79. I mean, but the valuation is F. It's 13 out of 25 in the sector. People also follow Datadog, CrowdStrike, Zscaler, and Snowflake. So CrowdStrike I love. I mean, CrowdStrike. Quant has it as a hold. If you look at the CrowdStrike as it's in and out of buy and hold. They haven't done really well on this one. But I in my mind, you just buy this one at 268. I sold at 247. I sold out of it. It was a tax thing. Let's look at TQQQ. Well, I'm going to start with TQQQ and SQQQ. So hopefully that all made sense for you guys to kind of look at. I did a little day trading action with the 5-minute chart. But Zevin, if it gets that link up there, you look at that. Look at how TQQQ cinched up, kind of come in. We're coming up towards the 9-day again, below that 50-day. When it gets below that 50-day, that seems to be kind of the next leg up. I mean, look at the RSI came down. We're going to get rid of this. Remove this text annotation. And then you can see that MACD below the oscillator coming back up on the 4-hour. Doesn't have you in, but it doesn't have you out either. Well, I'm sorry, it does have you out. But it's not like recently, oh my God, we just got out. It was a 2% gain. So I think that 50 mark is where it wants to go. But we're looking at a pretty down day right now. Major averages are down, I should say. Okay, let me open up all the links. We're going to close that down, and we're going to open up these links. Okay, this is the first one. This is the last one I'm going to go over. I open them up last to first. This is Chez Boulard. I like this list. And what he does is break it out by kind of strategy. So he's a solid follow. This right here was Mike, genius. Absolute genius.
Better entry price. As a result, we can a good portion of this move with a tighter stop loss. MACD crossovers can be an early...
There we go. This is a great video on MACD. 4 advanced strategies on MACD. Mike, kudos. I drew that yesterday. I think I took it out. Okay, we're going to KBIC posted this about Bitcoin. Oh, I gotta move that. X. I'm gonna move that up to the Bitcoin stuff. We're gonna put that right here. Okay, and I'm gonna open this up. Redirecting. We're going to open this up. A strategy from TrendSpider that can easily be put into TrendSpider. 2 times the return of buy and hold over the last 10 years. I mean, look at this. 864% return on 35 positions over 10 years. You're trading 3 times a year. I mean, that is unbelievable. Mara, we can look at this one. Bum, bum, bum. Bitcoin going for its first ever golden cross. We're going to open this one. No, we're going to move this one over here. There we go. Cramer just killed Bitcoin. Okay. We're going to go here. Okay. Hopefully I answered your guys' questions. I'm going to hit the record button now and kind of go into this. I just got to figure stuff out. Let me see. Monetized. I got that monetized. Okay. TrendSpider sign up $150 a month normally, and I save you money. Yeah. So if you go over here, you may have noticed if you haven't signed up for TrendSpider is they no longer are showing plans. I had a chat with them yesterday, and the reason is this is the highest tier. They took away those 2 lower tiers. Remember how I told you all last year, if you're interested in TrendSpider, you should sign up. They changed stuff, and so you don't have access to those lower tiers. You have the higher. The good news is that with my coupon code, if you click on the link and use DSP25, it not only saves you 100, you get down from 149 a month, or you get down to 124. I think it's $111 a month, but you'll save off this one too. You save an additional 25%. So not only do they knock it down from 149 to 124, you save an additional 25% when you use DSP25. So. And my suggestion is if this $1,500 price point shocks you and you don't want to pay it, my suggestion would be to go monthly and try it. Because if you can't make $100 a month by trading, you're not trading enough, perhaps, like you don't have a big enough portfolio, or you're just not using the tools right. And I would save your money and go back and study on the free tools. That's what I would do. Let me see if anything pops out on the front page here. Vox, 15 million bucks. Consumer electronics. Wow. VOXX. It's up 5%. Right before earnings. Who is this dude? Let's see. Let's look at Vox. It got a downgrade in October. Nobody's covering it. Vox. Wow. October 6th. Khalil Best. Oh, he sold. Khalil Best sold his. Oh, the president is selling to the director, it looks like. I don't exactly know what's going on here, but let's see. It's a consumer electronics show is going on right now, so that's an interesting one. Okay, let's go back to SQQQ, which is up 2% today. We're going to look at that one. There we go. Okay. I'm going to start this puppy out. I still have TrendSpider up. Okay. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, January 9th. Markets had a good day yesterday. And remember what I told you? And we're going to start this off with SQQQ. And we're here in TrendSpider. If you're interested in TrendSpider or any of the links that you see on here, remember the link tree down below, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. You can sign up for anything that I have. TrendSpider's over here. You have two plans, $149 a month or $124 a month for if you sign up for the yearly. My suggestion is sign up for the monthly. Here's the good news. If you click on this link, and it is right here, TrendSpider, if you use my code, which is DSP25 right here, it is an additional 25% off. Sign up, email me. I'll email you back my algorithms. I'll email you everything back. But you do save an additional 25% off of these prices by using my code DSP25. The process is simple. I went through it yesterday to try and see the prices. It's about $100 a month. If you can't make $100 a month trading with the tools that I give you, you should probably just sign up for the monthly, see if you can do it. If you can't do it, then I would probably go back and study on free tools, or you're not trading with enough. But let's look at SQQQ first, because last week I was bitching and complaining that I sold out at $14.60, I think was where I sold. And that I had no courage, I had no foresight, I didn't understand it. Here, we talk about button hooks. And here, if you go over to my link tree and you go to the Daily Stock Pick newsletter, this is free on a daily basis. You get this free. Yesterday's was free. The weekend, I do paid education. And this weekend's was about button hooks. And if you don't know what a button hook is, get a free 7-day trial at dailystockpick.substack.com. Read that article because I go over button hooks. And you want to know where a button hook is? A button hook is right here on SQQQ. I just got lucky. Again, yesterday was a red candle. It was Monday. I said it last week. I said, when we see this reversal, I don't want to hold this over a weekend. It's a triple levered ETF on the downside. I'm still a bull. But if we see a turnaround, I said it was going to be quick. It was quick. We had a 2% gain on the NASDAQ yesterday. SQQQ was down, I think 5-6%. Something like that. It's up again. We don't have confirmation. Remember, I always tell you, you've got to be conservative, and you've got to make sure that in markets that are just trading sideways, look for confirmation. That's another term that was in this weekend's confirmation. And I just went over it on YouTube for the folks there. In a 5-minute candle from yesterday, in a stock that was up 20% yesterday, I basically outlined, hey, today, if it gets here, you're going to go up there. So if you want to see it, go sign up on YouTube. Look at the first 20 minutes of the YouTube live. But where are we right now? We've got the MACD. We're right on the oscillator. I will get to the MACD later. One of our listeners, Mike, found a fantastic YouTube video about the MACD. It goes in depth. I will include that link in the newsletter for you to watch. If you listen to me, I will tell you that is the key video that you want to watch. I include some videos in the paid newsletter about MACD. This one, even better. So I'll include this one for everybody to watch. It is one of the best MACDs. It includes a couple of strategies, but we'll get to it. Where are we? We're right on the oscillator line. And that MACD, which is the blue line, is coming, and it's going to cross down on this the strike line. What does that mean? That means we may be looking at a good opportunity at TQQQ. So what do you want to do? You want to sit and wait. Remember, these are triple levered ETFs. In this sideways or downward market, we want to look at hedging ourselves and making sure that we're finding good plays at solid. You don't want to risk it and say, I have a feeling. You want to find your confirmation. Like, for instance, here at 33, I would not have gotten in on this day. But the next day, here on November 2nd, absolutely. That's when I bought in. And I held it for almost the entire month, I think. It was a nice 10, 15, 20% gain on that one, on TQQQ. Here we have a candle that's just above the 9-day. We are down 2% on this one today. We opened up at 47.66. Right now, we're at 47.73, so we're up. That's why it's a green candle. The high was 48, so we're pulling back a little bit. My belief is that we'll close a little bit higher today. I think if we get above this 50-day, again, the algorithm is based on the MACD. So it's going to get us in at some point. If this continues up, if we continue sideways or we see it down, then you're going to see this one, the drop off. Now, how do we use these volume indicators on the right? I will go over an Apple strategy that you clearly see how impressive these volume sliders are in TrendSpider and how they're great. What it means is if I take this little line right here, volume by price, and I move this, God, if I could grab it, it would be great. And I move this back here to July when we were at our high. Where are people holding? So from July till now, if you bought the stock, you're listed in here. If you sold the stock, you're not listed in here. So as you sell it, people who sell it and lots that are sold, they get taken out by this, taken out. It's a great visualization of price action. So you're seeing right here, there's a nice little shelf right there at about 44.93. That's where it looks like it bounced off. The Bollinger Bands, they cinched up. They contracted there. They're expanding out. The expansion was down. We're seeing a bit of a reversal. These Bollinger Bands should come in. There is no need to rush this one. Absolutely no need. Wait for confirmation. Wait for the move. Wait to see where it does. This one bar that's sitting right here at 43, that's where the majority of people are holding. There's a slight jut out up here at 50. Slight. People are still holding at 50. They're bullish. This would need to pull out in order to get higher. So we're sitting at all-time highs. You can play this one for what you want, but it's a little bit hard. Amazon got an upgrade. New price target, $200. We've talked about this one a lot. I've said it, buy it under 150. This is a long-term play. It's not short-term. You're looking at the all-time highs up here at about 190 or so. You're still 13% from this volume shelf that gets drawn up here. So there's plenty of people holding. And this goes back just to June 10th, 2019. Where are a lot of people holding? They're holding up here. Volume should pull it up to above 150. Are we going to go down here to 89? Probably not. Again, AI is a strong pull. Roku was up pretty solidly yesterday. I just made a note of this one because on the 4-hour, you're looking at an entry here at 94.14 yesterday. You're trading at 90.68 because it's pulled back. That afternoon candle where you get in at 94.18 was a, I don't know that this one's going up, but look at this MACD. It's under the oscillator. The MACD line crossed up on the strike line. The RSI's in no man's land at 46. I'm not a huge fan of Roku, but Kathy Wood's a big fan of Roku. If we look at a weekly, you're just looking at something that's probably coming back. I don't know that I'm 100%. I'm looking at a Roku TV that I have hanging on my wall right behind my iMac here. I have Apple TVs everywhere else. The only reason I have the Roku stick in here is because it's a TV that's mounted on the wall and I don't have anything underneath it. So the Roku stick is nice and easy to have. This is a huge valuation. They're losing $868 million. They are poised to make a lot more on advertising. I think the trading desk would be a better opportunity because the trading desk is the one that actually places the ads on here. So I just noticed that Roku was way up yesterday. Might be a rebound play, might not. Citigroup downgraded Netflix. And we'll go and look. We'll look at the Netflix. Here you'll see its price target is average price target is 477, and you're trading at 476. I'll show you why I'm still holding it, even though we're up there. The most recent, you can see downgraded today, downgraded December 22nd. They're all at around $500, and that's the most recent stuff. You can see it's all above, except for this October 2023, where Deutsche Bank said, "Hey, it's 465." And Truist said, "Hey, it's 465." And here you go. Morgan Stanley on October 19th. "Hey, 475." I think it's a $500 stock. If we go back here and we look, you can see that the algorithm has you out. I wouldn't necessarily buy in at this point. You don't have a lot of strength in this. But if we look at a long term, and this is where I'm holding. I bought this one under $400. I think it was like $390 when it crossed about this. I said if it crosses up on this 200-day on the weekly, I think we're going back to all-time highs. You're still 47% below your all-time highs on this. The valuation is a little bit crazy, but with the ad tier, the continued adding of sports on this at cost-effective prices. Remember, this is one of the best streamers out there because I haven't gotten rid of my Netflix subscription. You know, the algorithm makes you loses you 8% over 2 years with 27 positions. 24 months, you lose 11% if you just bought and held. So we made a full round trip. I still think you're going higher. I still think it's a solid one. This just in on the last night's episode of Mad Money, Jim Cramer said he thinks Bitcoin is topping out. Things just got interesting. He may have killed Bitcoin in the past. Bitcoin ETFs are likely to get approved on Wednesday with trading beginning on Friday. Remember, I do think that this is an opportunity to get in. Is it a sell in the news? Kathy was on CNBC yesterday saying, hey, nobody knows if it's a sell in the news, but long term, she's a bull believer in Bitcoin. And this is a big one. Bitcoin just went for its first weekly golden cross ever on a weekly chart. If you look at Bitcoin, BTC, if you look at it, it's got its first golden cross, which means the 50-day is crossing up on the 200-day. I'll include this in the newsletter if you want to read it. You can take a look at it. Mara, it looks interesting. I guess I didn't link to this. Yeah, I'll put it in the newsletter. But Mara's got an interesting one. If it can get above this 27, if it can hold the $25 price point. Let me just look at the picture real quick. I don't think you can see it on here. If it can hold the 20, if it holds 20 between 20 and 24, and we just trade sideways for a little, I think we're going back up here to 30. I think you're going back up here to 30 if you can hold. We're trading sideways on Mara. Now, the MACD's come down a lot. It hasn't hit the oscillator yet, but it's come down. The RSI has come down. It's kind of trading in no man's land. What worries me about this one, if we take a look at a long term on this, nobody's holding this long term. That's the crazy part about this. If we go back here and we take the volume shelf back to its highs in November 2021, nobody's holding up top. Everybody's holding here between 6 and 9. Everybody was buying when I said, hey, buy it under 2. Buy it under 2. Mara might be one to look into. Bitcoin, going back to Bitcoin real quick. There's a strategy. Enter Bitcoin when the 20-day SMA crosses up on the 50-day SMA. That is easy to do. You can do that in TrendSpider using the new intelligent strategy using AI. You just type in a 20-day crosses up the 50-day. It will write the strategy for you. 2 times the return of buy and hold over the last 10 years. Look at that 10-year performance. 8,864% versus an asset performance of 4,925. 35 positions over 10 years. So you're trading what? 3 times? 3 times a year? Interesting one. NVIDIA, 7 months of consolidation waiting to blow. This chart, solid. I mean, it just looks like it's ready to go higher. Today, NVIDIA is down lower. Yesterday's move was rather large. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're back up to 523. It's up 0.7. I thought it was down below 500, but it didn't get below 500. You're sitting here. The low was 516. It was kind of going down. Again, I said this before, buy it under 500, add it. Just, don't lose sight of this one. This is solid. I mean, SMCI was up yesterday. I included that one in the newsletter. That one's up 1.63%. You're going for the $350 cross gap fill on that one. But NVIDIA, 7 months just waiting to happen. The daily chart of NVIDIA looks solid. I'll include this. It's just trading in this range. How does volume actually work? And we talked about that volume slider. I wanted to show you what I posted on Twitter yesterday. This is Apple, and this is a daily chart of Apple. And we'll go back and look at it. I don't know if I still have this in live, but I wanted to show you this. Between 179 and 187, you can see those volume shelves and how clear those volume shelves, this one juts out. And you're seeing the volume shelves start to build up here. Well, for Apple to actually get pulled higher, it needs to build the volume shelves above. So if we go and we take a look at the daily, look at the volume shelves here on Apple, just from here, October 17th. So if we just pull it back, we'll pull it back to its July highs. That's probably a good one where we double topped out. You double topped at about 200. You just rejected at 200. Looks like here, 193, July 19th. Where are people holding? They're holding down here at 179. Why did it bounce off? Look at that. I mean, it's almost exact where it bounced off. Almost exact. It's going back. These volume shelves will start to get built. You'll start to fill in this, but this is no man's land right here. Now, your MACD is well down, and this is the 4-hour. If we go to the daily, it's even more clear. Because remember, as you the daily reacts quicker, it reacts slower than the 4-hour. So where are we going? We don't have confirmation. We don't have a buy yet. The Bollinger Bands are still wide open. You don't have confirmation over that 9-day. 9-day still negative. The 50-day still positive. I don't believe that we're going into a long-term downturn, but you can see this right here is the level between 179 and 187. Start to add to any position that you have. You're down 1.26%. I don't think it's a bad one for you to add. Remember, 50% of my actual portfolio is in Apple. It's my savings account. So I like that one. Now, we talked about MACD and we talked about what it is. Well, Mike found this one. I watched this one. I'm about 10 minutes in on this. I think I've still got to go through. There are 4 advanced strategies that you can put into TrendSpider that they actually back test and show you. This is a masterclass. Understand it's a masterclass. 27 minutes of your life. Subscribe to the newsletter, look at this one, understand the MACD, and you'll get why I have the MACD as my main indicator. Boeing, if we go to Seeking Alpha, I'm just going to look up the story. I don't have it in my notes. But Boeing yesterday, it went on a roller coaster ride. We'll look at the stock in TrendSpider in a little bit. But I want to pull this up because yesterday's was an absolute, just a mess. It was going through the day and it was okay. Everything was fine. And then at 4 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock, United said, hey, we found loose bolts too on our 737 MAX. There's also reports of I think it's what's it? It's the other company that's in there. The fuselage company, Spirit Aerosystems. That's it. A lawsuit where Spirit Aerosystems employee said, yeah, quality is a problem. Boeing, well, if you want to add it, I don't think it's a bad time under 230. What I'd like to see you do, though, if you're interested in Boeing, is wait. Because the United story yesterday turns up new information and questionable information about a plane, the 737 MAX, that for Boeing was their rebound. Because remember, Boeing was this great company, made the best planes. 737 MAX with UCAS and stuff like that crashed. That called into question the product line. It called into question the management response to the product line, where they were blaming the pilots, and then it find out that it's the software. You're back in a situation where the product is in question. And remember, I always say this, by good companies with good products, with good management, with good earnings. This is a company with earnings that are rising, that are recovering. The dividend has not been reinstated fully. So you've still got some of that in question. It's a company with questionable management that was on the rebound. Now it comes into question with questionable products. So I don't think that it's a stock that you throw out, kind of like Target. I don't think you throw out Target. I still own Target. I still think Target's a $170 stock. But Boeing, I think, falls into that category right now where you just want to wait. You don't want to rush into it. I thought yesterday when United said, yeah, we haven't found any bolts, or the rest of the airlines said we haven't found any bolts, I thought it was a rebound story. Turns out it's not a rebound story. Just wait. Shea Boulor, who I think is fantastic. He's a growth investor. Understand he's significantly different strategy than mine. He believes that 2024 will be the year of AI, demonstrates significant ROI. He does a fantastic job of outlining which particular AI strategy and sectors you can look into. Palantir, Snowflake, in the platforms, cloud computing, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, security, CrowdStrike, Zscaler, PanW, applications, GitLab, Shopify, Adobe, HubSpot, ServiceNow, Path. All of these you can look into. If you like them, you can buy them. Again, they're growth, so you have to deal with some volatility. But I like Shea Boular's stuff. I really do. Okay, social requests. Let's see. John from YouTube asked me about an interesting one, Pfizer. I got out of all of my healthcare stocks in December. And the reason was I'm not a huge healthcare guy. I had put some money early in my life into J&J. I still had that. I had put some money early in my life into Pfizer. Still had that. I had put money last year, like I told you, into United Healthcare. I traded that one. It really did nothing. I think I can get that for under 500 again. Their earnings are coming up. Pfizer's a different beast. And my personal opinions on Pfizer, to make Aaron Rodgers happy, twice vaccinated Moderna, not Pfizer, and 2 times boosted, maybe 3 times boosted. Not sure. I'm not getting boosted anymore. I think, I've had COVID. But here's my thought on Pfizer. Their drug stocks, it's just not, their stuff it's coming off a patent. You can see this decline. Is it low enough to actually buy? And that's the question you have. From here, December 2022, for the entire year of 2023, you were down 50%. You're at 29. So where do you have confirmation? Right now, you don't have it. Do you want to get into this one? I have a problem with the CEO, and it's a personal problem. When he personally came out and said the vaccine will prevent COVID, and then they changed it, I'm not 100% sure that was actual science. I kind of chalked it up to science at the beginning that, hey, we're just learning about this stuff. We don't know about mRNA. We don't know about the virus. I kind of point now to he knew it didn't prevent it. It lessened it. Listen, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I believe that the vaccine helped us get through it. We didn't know what was happening. I think a lot of the communications that came out were science. that was playing out in front of our eyes, but it was the first time that the world and history had to deal with something that was viably killing people. And China didn't come out of it quicker than us. We came out of it more quickly than anyone else because we had the mRNA vaccine. So I do think that the vaccine helped lessen the effect of COVID, and it saved lives. Do I think that Pfizer knew that it didn't necessarily prevent it, but may have lessened it? That's the question I ever have. And that's where I'm kind of like morally, I'm just not sure. And I didn't want to hold something that I didn't wholeheartedly believe in. The PE is still high. You've just got a 16 PE. If this company was growing, I'd say that's fine. Over 1 year, you're down 41%. The average target price is 31. You're trading at 29. I just can't see. The most recent, just January 4th, a couple of days ago, said it's worth 32. I think you can trade it. I just wouldn't expect this to get back to the $40 and $50 range. So, John, I hope that kind of does it for you. Gary, when does YNN for a trade or KWeb for long term become attractive despite geopolitical risk? This is George from Spotify. And global economic weakness. I'm banking on Yang, 3 times China bear short term, but want to look ahead. So if we look at this and we look at, KWeb is just the China trust. It's the most traded ETF on China. 4-hour algorithm loses you 12%, loses you 29% if you buy and held over 24 months. It has you out. China's just weak. I mean, for me personally, and I've said this again, when does this one become positive and look at it? I think you trade it. And I think yin and yang, I think you can trade those. YINN and YANG. I think those are, the bull and the bear. I think you can trade them. I don't think you invest in China right now. China's got, our housing crisis in 2008, 2007. Let's just look at SPY. Their financial and housing crisis is, according to all reports that I've read, triple what ours was in 2007, 2008. Look at what the housing crisis did to our economy in 2007, 2008. Okay? This is 2007 to 2009, 57% just on SPY. Okay? If we go to KWeb and we do a monthly on KWeb and we look at how KWeb has come down, I think it's in that neighborhood. But if it's 3 times what our housing crisis was, you can see when the housing crisis happened really here in 2021, you're down 74%. I mean, does it become attractive now? Maybe, but I'm not banking. I'd rather put it this way. It's trading right now at 25. I'd rather get this one at 35 that's traveling up to 45 than to bank on 25 and have it come down here to 18. I think the downside still outweighs the upside. So, George, hopefully that helps you. Aaron from Spotify. SPGP? I don't even know what this is. This is the Invesco GARP, growth at reasonable price. That's what this one means. I haven't tracked this one. Let's go over here. Let's look at SPGP. I'm going to use Seeking Alpha for anybody listening that's not watching. Seeking Alpha, the quant says buy at 4.10. And Seeking Alpha analyst said hold. Not reasonable. This analyst said, hey, sell it. It's not reasonable. Hold, buy. That was from December 22nd. If we look at this is a U.S. equity, 33 out of 178 U.S. equity. They're saying the high beta blend, SPHB, is a far better one. Let's track this. Let's chart. Let's do a comparison of SP. We will select performance, and we're going to go total return, and we're going to update the chart, and then we'll select symbols, and we will get out of S&P 500. We will just do SPY. Since we're looking at the S&P, I won't do QQQ and SPGP. So we're going to look at SPGP versus SPHB. And you can look at the holdings and stuff like that. But here's what you've got. Over 1 year, SPHB up 24%, SPY up 24%, SPGP, it's up 16%. So you underperform on 1 year. If we look at 3 year, SPHB up 37%, SPY up 30%, SPGP up 34%. If we look at 5 year, SPHB up 133%, SPY up 100%, SPGP 113%. If you look at 10 year, that's where SPGP comes in, and it's the long term. It's basically SPHB is the it's the S&P growth 500 growth as a reasonable price. So that's the way you can read all up about it. Seeking Alpha will give you all of the information on the holdings for free, so make sure you sign up. But I would say if you're looking at holding, just buying and holding, doing like a VOO and chill, VOO only makes you 207%. SPGP makes you 273% over 10 years. So, it's a solid one. If you're looking more short term, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, I would say that SPHB, which is the high beta, I'd say that's probably your best bet. Again, if we're in a bull market, that's where you want to go. Growth at a reasonable price in a bull market is okay. Like I said, over 10 years, it's going to outperform, it looks like. But I think there's other better ones out there. DEX from AEHR. AEHR, which is Air Test Systems. DEX is from Spotify. Nothing good. I mean, November, it had a 10% gain. Let's see if they're making money. Let's go over to AEHR. It is $623 million market cap, so it's a small cap. It has a PE of 34, which is high. It's a semiconductor equipment and materials. It is down year to date. Is down 18%. Performance over the year down 5%. You were way up. Why would you get into a technology, a semiconductor materials company? That is, are you looking for a rebound? Nobody covers it. Looks like everybody's selling it at 57, at 50. I mean, they're selling in large quantities. It's trading right now at 21. So they're selling at 50. Even these people last year, January, were selling at 28. I don't see anything interesting in a semiconductor equipment and materials company when you can invest in NVIDIA, when you can invest in AMD. I'd look at anything. Bisco, apologies. I wrote the comment yesterday before I saw it detailed in the newsletter. Hopefully the magic of podcasting comes. Bisco, you're fine. He wrote that he wanted the confirmation and I think button hook, things of that sort. It's all in the paid newsletter. It's all in the Daily Stock Pick newsletter. This is the best thing that you can do, I think. Just sign up for the newsletter. It's free. It comes in your email box. Usually, even on the paid ones, I give you a preview of it. And if you want to sign up, it's $120 for the year. It's $15 a month. It's not a lot. I mean, that's 2 lunches if you go out for lunch. But Bisco, you're good. I know the magic of podcasting is that I read this stuff later and write it. But scans. First one that came in, Palantir. These are stocks, if you don't know the scans, these are stocks that show bullish tendencies in the algorithm and show you that there's an entry point in my 4-hour algorithm in TrendSpider. Here, Palantir gets you in at 1668. I would stay out. I'm not adding to this one yet. Doesn't have confirmation. Even though this gets you in, doesn't have confirmation. I'm still holding because I do want this long term. I'm still holding, I think, up here at 18. It's like 2 shares. Not much, but it got you in there. Next one is in the core portfolio as well, Shopify. Hey, it's an $80 stock. I said it was going to hit 80 by the end of last year. It didn't hit 80. It got up to 79.73. And here, 79.99, December 19th. It rejected right off of 80. Long term, this is a solid play. It is expensive. It is an expensive stock, but you're banging right up against that 200-day, which is still positive. The 50-day, still moving positive. You still have confirmation on the weekly, even though yet last week's red candle pulled it down a little bit. Long term, I think you're fine in this one. Next one is part of the core portfolio as well, NVIDIA. NVIDIA had a cross up yesterday. I need to add to this one. I will not add to this one right now. That is a weekly chart, by the way, that you saw week 1, week 2. The algorithm gets you in at 515. You're trading at 524. If we look at the weekly on this one, I want you to see this because you'll see this green line in the upper left-hand corner. That line right there represents, you're seeing wave 1, wave 2. We're in wave 3. And we're just going to continue higher. Do I think that this one yeah. They announced yesterday. In fact, I had it in my notes. I don't think I ever went through it. But NVIDIA announced yesterday. Yeah. NVIDIA moved higher based on 3 new chip announcements for PCs that will allow AI to run locally and chips can be sold in China. So essentially, these 3 new chips can run AI at home. You no longer have to run AI on cloud-based servers. You can do it at home. And so this one, yeah, it got a cross up there. CrowdStrike, I need to get back into CrowdStrike. This one showed a buy yesterday. This is what a 2% move in the NASDAQ yesterday will do. It will give you a bunch of buy signals. Right now, this one has confirmation. You're still moving positive on the 50, still moving positive on the 200. Look at that MACD. Quickly rebound. Now the RSI quickly moved up to 76. You came off here. If you had bought down here in the 240s, kudos to you. I got out completely. Sold for a nice little profit last year. I will get back into this name. I just want to do it at smart times. Right now seems like a smart time. 273, 261 was the buy-in yesterday. If you like these entry points, this is my algorithm. I give you this when you sign up for TrendSpider. Again, if you can't make $150 a month on this, you're not at trading with a large enough portfolio, or you should probably learn your tools and understand exactly what the MACD. But the newsletter gives you all of that data. One that I want to point out, there are a huge list, but there's a couple that I really want to point out. ELF. ELF is a consumer cosmetics company. And we haven't had a lot of chances to get into this one. The algorithm makes you 217%. Now, here's the thing. ELF, if you bought 2 years ago, you're up 383%. What does the algorithm do? It makes you 217%. So it's not perfect. It does underperform buy and hold. But this provides you some safety. So when you see these big downturns, if you lose sleep at night because you went from 130 down to 100 and you lost sleep during these days, the algorithm helps you make sure that you don't lose sleep. So it provides you some safety. The key to the algorithm is identifying which stocks you want to invest in. It's finding bullish stocks. Doesn't matter that it goes down every now and then. The algorithm will help you. Remember, if you're a long-term listener, I developed the algorithm with my buddy Steve in order to prevent the pull down of COVID. That 1 month, 40% pull down that we saw in COVID. After that, I said, you know what? I'm sick of this downturn. I just want to make sure that I don't have another 40% pull down in my entire portfolio. So when I see a bunch of stocks in my portfolio, I give you this daily stock pick core portfolio. I give you all of these stocks. These are names that I currently hold or once held or trade. You will not be hurt by these stocks long term. I think if you have a nice mix of these stocks and you're new to investing, this is the key. Understanding what the charts do, and what the fundamentals do. But ELF, we haven't had a lot of chances to get in here. If you look at the long term of this one, just look at that move. Now, this is a look at a long-term channel. You're up here, but if you continue this move and you want to get in, I think ELF is fine. I think you're good on that one. Another one that I think is a $30 stock pretty soon is On. And we talked about this one with Nike kind of going down. You're at 27.84. You're down 1% today. Kind of got confirmation yesterday, but we're in at 28.37 yesterday. The MACD is well below the oscillator. Kind of moved up a little bit. RSI is just retracing. This gives you an opportunity to get into something. I do think that it's a $30 stock. I think this gap up here to 35. I think at some point in time, we get back up there. Just understand, this is a huge, very expensive stock. The PE is 99. They're making $90 million though. Again, it's a company that's making money. Even though it's expensive, it's a company that's making money. That's the key point. It's not losing money. So in the fickle world of fashion, Tiger Woods backed out of his Nike deal yesterday. So maybe he's going on. But Oracle, podcast favorite, I still say this gets back up to this 114, 104 is the buy-in. You've got your ex-dividend date coming up tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, January 10th. It's not a huge dividend. It's not one where, this isn't the $15 special dividend from Costco, but it's a 1.38% annual dividend yield. So I think you could buy this at 104. It's expensive, 28, but if they can continue to grow, remember, this is the company that's taking Uber from an on-server premise to a cloud-based system. So they have tons of revenue. They're doing AI. It is solid company. I like this one. It's just old time tech. There's other ones, Fiverr, which is a Realty Corp, which is a REIT, Starbucks, Fortinet, EA, DoorDash, Melly, Marvel, FedEx, Airbnb, SVIXY. Yesterday we had UVIXY a couple of days ago. SVIXY has another cross up here. If you bought in at 102 and you're at 104, you're happy. Long term, remember, these are decaying assets. So this isn't an investment. This is just a decaying asset that's doing really, really well, because the VIX, right now, if we go over here and we look at the VIX, the VIX, I think it's at 13, 12. Yeah, 13, 19. It's up a little bit today. So people are selling a little bit. If we go to the home and we just look at Dow Jones is down 0.262. NASDAQ is down 0.39. Nothing's really moving. Just kind of a pullback from yesterday. I think tomorrow we get some of the inflation numbers. I think we'll be fine. I think everything's fine. I think we're still in that bullish uptrend. I think last week was just the normal anomaly of pulling back. So I think we're fine. If you want anything that you see on here, again, Seeking Alpha Premium, you get a $50 off coupon. It's $189. I will be doing a video of the tools that I do, like the alerts that you can set, the quant stuff that I use, importing your portfolio and having it grade your portfolio. Joe said that I think he said that you can't do Fidelity anymore. Fidelity's been implementing a lot more security stuff, and I know a couple of apps that I have linked to Fidelity. They've kind of shut off, so I don't think that's Seeking Alpha. I think it's more Fidelity. The newsletter, if you're paying anything more than $20 a month for your phone bill, Visible's right there. If you're going to get a Tesla, get up to $500 off in 3 months of full self-driving for free. AT&T refer a friend program if you want an AT&T phone or AT&T at your house. I have AT&T fiber at my house. I love it. It's 1 gig for like $70 a month. It's fantastic. Savvy Trader, the core portfolios in Savvy Trader. If you don't want to sign up for TrendSpider to get the core portfolio, sign up for Savvy Trader. I continue to think that you as a trader or somebody who's investing should journal your trades. Savvy Trader provides you a free platform to do that. I have 2 portfolios. I have a trading portfolio and I have a core portfolio. The core portfolio is absolutely 100% free. These are 34 names where I think if you invest in these, if you're new to investing, you can invest in these names. Check them out. But what is even better, if you're new to investing, Savvy Trader, it doesn't link up to your brokerage. So you can paper trade. You can put $1 million of fake money into Savvy Trader and trade $1 million. Go ahead and try it. Do that before you start risking real money. Understand what you're doing. Find a system. Find something that will happen. I do think that this is a great platform, whether you pay for my trading portfolio or not. But the trading portfolio, 30 days, I'm up 5.86%. The core portfolio, 30 days, you're up 3.83%. If we look at the core portfolio and we compare it against, let's just do QQQ, because I think I'm probably beating QQQ. We're down 2.56% over since June of last year. No, I think we're up. Yeah, we're up 10%, 10.27. The Qs are up 10.31. So we're matching the Qs. If we look at SPY, I think I'm beating SPY. Yeah, we're up 10.27. SPY is up 8%. If we look at IW, let's look at the Dow Jones, DIA. Dow Jones is up Dow Jones is up 9%, 9.67. We're up 10%. So this core portfolio is a solid group of names. IWM, which is the Russell 2000, it's up 6%. Daily stock pick core portfolio is up 10%. So solid names. I do love these names. You can trade in them. You could invest in them. I think they're solid. Ooh, look, Coke's over 60 again. Coke's over 60. So everybody who bought at 55 on Coke, you can start selling your Coke at 60. It's $60.01. This is going to come down again. This is going to come down. We don't have an entry point. We had an entry point here at 58.65. I think you might be going back up here to 61 or 62. But if you want to start trimming, again, look at the volume. I mean, it's clear. People are holding between 58, and that's where you're going. You have to increase these volume amounts in order to create that volume shelf. This is going to provide you support here at 58. So if you want to sell at 60 and buy back in at 58, have at it. Their earnings come up in February 12th. You'll be fine. Okay, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have fun. Enjoy. Bye. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, Sherry. Elf. I saw Elf and I said, ooh, Sherry's going to like this one. And I would have loved to have known that Beauty doesn't go bankrupt when I bought into Ulta and wound up losing a bunch of money. But it regained. I don't know. Do I still have Ulta? Let me see. Larry, thank you. Larry tipped me more than a couple of bucks. You're super generous. Let's see. Do I have Ulta? I think I may have sold out of Ulta. I am down 0.54%. So I'm not down as much as the Dow Jones, but NASDAQ is beating me. I have not, full disclosure, I've not done well year to date. Ulta, I still have it. Ulta, I am up total gain 7.53%. So that's total gain. Should have put it into Uber, which I'm up 25% on, or maybe Target, which I'm up 30% on, or Snowflake, which I'm up 10% on my buys, or Super Microsystem, which I'm up 21% on, or Shopify, which I'm up 9% on. QCLN, I'm up 89%. PepsiCo, I'm up 93%. But that's a long term. I mean, PepsiCo, that is what? Currently worth $10,000. But PepsiCo, let me see my tax lots. That is date acquired. Let's look. 2012. So it has completely underperformed. It's not, even though I'm up 189% total, it looks really good, but yeah, not a great one. So, okay. I am going to go edit this together. It's 10:30. I got a 1:00 appointment, like I said. Thanks, you guys. If remember, hit like, hit subscribe. I will.